We're here with Cumberland High School Athletic Director Justin Radel, as well as the head basketball coach for boys. Justin, you guys are joining the NTC for every sport but football. Of course, nobody else in the area has football, but you guys, of course. But what went into this decision of, okay, we're going to do this, but you think it benefited you guys the most?
I think travel was the big deciding factor on it. In the past, we have Sangamon Valley that is in our Lincoln Prairie Conference for football only, and then we brought in Nokomis for football only, so it got us thinking, why can't we do just football only to keep our kids, our volleyball team, girls basketball Monday, Thursday nights, boys basketball Tuesday. We're getting back sometimes at 11:30 for conference games, and that's just not good for the student athletes. Baseball, softball teams are leaving at 1:50, 2 o'clock in the afternoon to play a conference baseball, softball game, and it wasn't good for the student athletes. Travel-wise, it wasn't good for fans. Trying to get to a 4:30 game in Blue Ridge, Decatur, or whatever when you get off work at 4 or 5 o'clock, it's not feasible. So travel was the big deciding factor to hopefully keep our kids in school longer and get them home earlier at night.
So what year officially will you begin joining the NTC conference, and obviously all sports but football?
So we go through this year 24-25, and then it'd be the 25-26 season when we start in the NTC conference.
How long have you had the thought of, I want to join the NTC?
I think it's always been there because it's a close proximity conference. When the little Illini conference kind of exploded and we went further away, I think the thought was the NTC is a good fit because of the proximity of the schools and stuff like that. But football was a big thing to think about at that point, and it just didn't work out. So I think it's always been in the back of our minds, back of some of our minds. What if we could do that and continue to play local teams and closer teams? So it's been there for a while. It really never came, got serious talk probably until the last year or so. I mean, it was good because I knew, again, it's going to save a lot of travel time for our coaches, for our kids, and it gets us in a conference where I feel our kids have a little bit more of a friendship, I guess, with the kids that they're playing, a rivalry with the kids that are playing. We don't really grow up knowing the kids from Blue Ridge, from Decatur, from Argenta, schools like that. But Neoga, Diedrich, Altamont, St. Anthony, I mean, those schools are close to us. Those kids hang out on the weekends, are related to each other, and I think it just helps with the whole rivalry thing aspect also.
You've been a part of the Lincoln Prairie Conference for many years now, joining the NTC here, and we'll get into that, but how much do you feel being a part of a conference is most important?
I think, I don't want to skip over sports. When you look at basketball, you look at volleyball, you look at football. When you play certain nights of the week, you have your Monday, Thursdays, your Tuesday, Fridays, your Fridays, things like that. It's important to get in a conference because if you're not in one, you're traveling all over the place trying to find people that are open on the nights you're open, or you're stuck playing on those non-traditional nights. A lot more Saturdays, Wednesday night games, whatever it may be. So I think that helps with the conference. Now, some of your other sports, that play Monday through Friday, I don't want to say conference doesn't matter, but it's a lot easier to get a schedule together. But for those traditional scheduling dates, I think it's important to get a conference in order to get a good schedule. With change, there's always going to be some issues, some things that are different that either is going to take a while for people to get used to or they just don't like. I think one of our biggest things right now is baseball. The NTC is a fall baseball conference, and we have football, so that's kind of a conflict there. And we've thrown around some ideas and thought about that, how to get baseball in the conference also. But I think that's probably the biggest drawback or the negativity. But again, when you look at what's best for the majority of our students, I think this move is definitely the move that needs to be made. We're going to bring, varsity programs that can compete in the NTC. That's going to make that conference stronger and I mean, I guess hopefully, but not necessarily hopefully, make them better teams also by competing against us year in, year out.
Trying to get this accomplished, Who's been the biggest support for you?
Our administrator, Principal Kevin Maynard, him and I have thrown ideas back and forth and talked about this. Our school board, very supportive, asked questions to make sure we were thinking things through, and really the athletic directors and the administrators in the NTC were very supportive, and again asked the right questions to make sure we weren't overlooking things and making sure they weren't overlooking things to make sure this was a good fit for everyone.
With the St. Anthony's, with the Altamontes, with now improved Diedrich, how do you feel like you guys will compete in NTC no matter what? Because you play those teams, you're going to have to play really good ball.
I think it's going to step our kids' level up because they know that. They know they're going to have to bring it night in, night out. And I know, with Diedrich being close, St. Anthony being close, those are schools that we like to compete with, but can't always work them out into a schedule because of other conference, affiliations of us having to play other teams, and they're not open the same time we are. So, I think it's good. I think our kids look forward to it, and I think it, again, is going to bring up our level of competition and hopefully help us succeed a little bit more in postseason play.
What was the support like from them to you?
Overall positive. Most of the people understand and looked at, the reasoning for it, and again, some of these people have been traveling with us, as parents with kids growing up, and they've dealt with the long bus rides and the long car rides for them, back and forth, and just the inconvenience and the kids, again, getting out of school at 2 o'clock and not getting back till 8 or 9, and in that period just not having a chance to really eat or stop or rest or do anything. So for the most part, it's been supportive and a good experience.
As far as competitiveness, Coach, you've been here for now 17 years. As far as talent-wise, you've had several teams that have been good, but what year or what years have been the best for you?
We've had a lot of up and down seasons. When I first came here, we had some quality teams and a lot of good athletes. The 08-09 team, 2009, 2010 team. And then, I kind of forget years, but, when we went through the McGee, Wolke, and Cutts, crew back to back to back. And then here recently, we had a good group with younger McGee and Hendricks and those guys to where we competed and played hard. We've had a few years we've been down, and one thing, though, that we always brought was competitiveness, and, that's something that I believe in. And, it seems that, when people play us, they know that they're going to get our best effort. And, I'm hoping that we can string together some really good seasons again here to come.
So now that you're joining NTC next year, and you played tough competition, what does the future look like for Cumberland basketball?
Our competition hasn't really changed a whole lot from moving to a new conference. We added some quality opponents, but we've also had quality opponents that we lost. So our schedule's pretty well the same as far as competitive wise. It's just a little bit different teams that we're playing. So, I look forward to us continuing what we've been doing in the past, continue to compete, and hopefully rise above a little bit where we've been, and again, like I said before, have a little bit more success in the postseason.
So the shot clock starts 26-27 year. Of course, it just got announced. My opinion is I love it, but I also get both sides of it too. Coach, what is your thoughts on how you would like, how you thought what are your thoughts on how you think it should be, or what the newest update is now?
I've been thinking about this for quite a few years because it's been out there. They've been throwing it back and forth. They're going to get it. It's going to be this year, whatever it is. And I'll be honest, 10 years ago hearing about it, I wasn't a big proponent for it, but now I'm pretty indifferent. I think personally, as far as the way we play and the way I coach, things aren't going to change a lot. We don't hold on to the ball that long, and defensively, it's not going to change how we play. The biggest change I could see happening, is the end of the game situations. You're not starting to foul as soon as possible because you can get a stop, get the ball back in like a 4-point game, where previously, a minute and a half to go, some teams were holding the ball. You got to come out and foul, send them to the free throw line, come out and foul, send them to the free throw line. Now you can kind of hope to rely on your defense, get a stop, go down, and not have to worry about fouling really till you get, under 40 seconds or something like that. So, again, I'm indifferent. If we have it, I'm going to live with it, and I think we'll be okay. If we didn't have it, we can continue to do what we're doing now.
For the high school kids going to the next level, you obviously mentioned the indifferent part, but from the athlete side of it, you feel like this is a good experience for them, even though we're still 3 years out from it?
Yes, for sure. The kids that move on and play in the college game are going to need to get used to that, which is good for them. I think, going back to what benefits us the most is there's been times where we've had teams that other teams were more athletic than we are, and they get a 4 or 5 point lead with a minute and a half to go, and they pull it out, and you can't catch them to foul them. So this way, again, it kind of, they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to play basketball. They can't just run around and play keep away. So I think that helps us in that standpoint, and will, I think, again, benefit down the stretch of games. Again, I'm excited to move to the new conference and renew some of those rivalries of games that we lost because of being in a different conference. I'm excited for what we got coming up. A lot of kids buying into the program. It seems like, this all started, like I said, 16, 17 years ago when I got here. Those kids that were elementary age kids are now the ones that are getting into high school that have been through the program, since they were basically learned how to play basketball. So that's exciting. That's fun. And again, the shot clock, it's new. And anytime there's something new, it brings some excitement. It brings, a little bit of nervousness too, just to see what happens. But I think things are going to be fine. We're going to be moving in the right direction, and I look forward to it.
Thank you, Justin, for chatting with me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks.